The
man
was
going
to
the
supermarket
for
eggs
as well. Or, sorry, plus. I've already forgot. I was saying as well as, but that's a 3.
Yeah.
So, plus.
Bacon.
To.
Cook.
With.
Cook with 4. Hey, I'm allowed to mess up once as well.
Cook with.
For his daughter. Way too many words.
Okay. Clean slate.
I haven't played this game in freaking years.
Clowns
are
very
scary
to
little kid. I'm sorry.
To
little
people
because
of
their
creepy,
large,
throbbing
noses
that
are
attached
to
their
faces. Nope.
Okay.
Not
That's
happening.
fine.
Nope,
That's
not
fine.
happening.
That's totally okay.
It's not happening.
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad!
It's not happening.
Wow, that made everything in there echo. I was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Look at the audio spike.
Hey, it's fine. Future Austin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. He wanted to make a penis joke.
There were multiple instances of a penis joke. But you know what?
I wasn't letting it happen.
I'm proud of you. You were better than the penis jokes. You were like, I can do better. And you did. You want to know why? Because when I went for throbbing, I was like, he's going to say penis. And you're like, noses. I knew it was either penis or noses. Or nose. And I was like,
if you
he's going to go for penis. And he's like, nose. I'm like, there we go.
If you wouldn't have said throbbing, I would have been like, I was trying to leave.
That's why I came up with the worst word to put with anything other than penis.
I was trying to make it like go for their shoes or something like that because they've got massive shoes. But then I'm like, because I literally couldn't think of anything else that would have worked with throbbing. I was like,
throbbing is
I'm like,
one
hearts,
of my new
but
favorite words.
No one sees throbbing hearts unless they cut a person open and they're still alive. That's kind of messed up.
Surgeons.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
But we weren't talking about surgeons. We were talking about little people being afraid of clowns.
That was so funny. Little kids, and I'm like, what?
I was like, little.
I'm like, people.
I was like, little kid. Little. So, yeah.
Oh, that's good. I think we should do more of that, because that's actually really fun to do. We should just make like a 20-minute video that is just us doing different stories like that. And they're just like different sections that we just do.
Yeah. We could do that.
Yeah. Because that's kind of how a lot of stupid things happen.
Yep.
So hi. This is a podcast of...
things. Hey, that's a little mini penis.
It is. It's kind of spiky.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
Speaking of penises, my ball hurts.
It's the...
And it's really...
Right into it!
It hurts.
He injured his left testicle, we believe.
My left sans testicles.
Yeah, and it's been kind of funny, but also terrible.
Yeah, it's because like I can get up and walk, and then I'll forget about it. As soon as I sit down, I'm like, oh,
yeah, like ow, shit.
Yeah. I think I sat on it.
What?
I think I sat.
I think you did too. I think you fucked it up. I think that's what happened.
I'm gonna look at it and I'll be like, holy crap! Why is it so flat?
You like look at it and it's like,
yeah.
You're like, holy shit!
And I'm like,
I have a wrecking ball attached to me.
No, I come in, I'm like, Zach, look at this!
I'd be like, flick it.
And I was like,
so yeah, this is gonna be, sorry for that. This is gonna be a podcast of kind of talking about game things.
Yeah,
'cause I know
things of games stuff.
The last one wasn't really game related,
nope.
More movie related, but that's fine. We're more than gaming, guys.
Just don't look at our channel.
Just don't look at our channel.
We're more than gaming. Just don't look at anything we put out.
Right. There's a lot of things that we want to do that aren't gaming.
Yeah, but we just don't have the resources or the time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about. Oh god, I drew a blank. Oh, we're gonna be talking about like upcoming games that we've seen or want to play or like expectations and stuff, kind of.
Yep.
So, if that's your thing, cool. If that's not your thing,
get out.
Okay.
Sorry. I have that thing where like that whenever you have you just blurt stuff out.
Yeah, you know that thing is called jackassness.
Yeah. This guy is the one that gave it to me.
You know what? I just feel so stupid today. Well, that's because you are. And they're just like, you're like,
sorry, I came down with.
Sorry, my jackassness just showed a bit.
Yeah, he infected me.
Well, that better be true.
Yeah. If anyone else infected you, we're gonna have to talk about our relationship.
We'll have to talk, and we may get a divorce. Don't be throwing that big D word around. No.
Skillfully challenge becomes skillfully one channel, challenge the other.
Yeah.
Obviously, I get skillfully, he gets challenged. Yeah.
Because I'll play challenging games. Dark Souls Master right here.
Dude,
I've never died.
You died.
Shut up. I never died.
I would cringe so hard at watching you play Dark Souls.
I will. I will break into your house.
Steal a Dark Souls?
No, I won't steal anything. I'll just go into your room. I'll be like, play this shit. And I'll record it. I'll solo commentary it. Or I'll add you. Make like a caw noise.
A what?
Just make a caw.
Oh. Caw.
There, that's going to be your input the entire game.
Awesome.
I'm like, hey, Austin, what do you think about this? Caw. Yeah, exactly.
Good to know. Good to know.
That's.
I'm glad that whenever I talk, instead of the wah 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 wah, it's caw.
It's a bird. Because you're like the bird on my shoulder.
Yeah?
Ugh.
Am I the... Yeah. I was like, replacement needed. Now.
Replacement needed. We need this jackass out of here.
Anyway, this was supposed to be about a like kind of newer-ish games and like stuff that we kind of hope.
Newer-ish games.
Yeah. Well,
I said upcoming games.
Yeah. So, we should probably get started on
You're
that.
only going to hear Overwatch and Fallout 4 from me.
Yeah?
So, there's not really any other game I've been looking forward to. Assassin's Creed Syndicate doesn't look all that good. I mean, I like the time period kind of thing, but it just seems... I don't know. After Unity, I looked at it and went...
I have a story about Assassin's Creed Syndicate, actually. That, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Should I say that before I forget?
Yeah,
or
sure.
Okay.
I brought it up, so it's kind of relevant now.
If you if you just think of this is before Assassin's Creed Unity came out. Okay. Like before we realized how bug-filled mess it was.
And awful it was.
Yeah. Okay. So this is before it came out, and people were talking about kind of excited for it because a lot of people were excited for Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm. Me included for a while.
I'm not interested in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I haven't actually really been interested in Assassin's Creed.
Oh, you were just saying Syndicate. No, not me.
I'm not interested in, I haven't been interested in Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 4. I just haven't really wanted to play one.
That shit is great.
But, okay, so this is gonna kind of get into a topic that I don't want to get into in this one. I just want to finish the story, kind of get his input, and then we're cutting it off, okay? Alright, so...
Totally good. I already know what it's about now. Continue.
Okay. So Ubisoft caught some flack because there was no playable female character in the game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they were getting a decent amount of, bad public reputation because of it. And people were, saying it was sexist and all that stuff. Okay?
Which people do.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out, and now they're calling it sexist that there is a female character. I'm like, what does it take to appease someone?
There's also...
Oh, you've got one too, huh?
People are using the hashtag boycott Assassin's Creed.
I think I read something about that.
Because they have Marxism.
Is that his name? Marxism?
Karl Marx.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I thought that you were like that was the weird name of one of the characters in the game. I was like,
well,
what?
I mean, it's a weird guy named in the game and
Oh.
in history.
Okay, I got you now.
Like
okay.
actual history. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
Marxism.
I was like, what the balls?
Yeah, Marxism. I mean, it's a terrible thing. Whatever, right? Like, it's communism, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like it's just like a shitty, like it's kind of like a very narrow-sighted outlook on like the world and stuff, pretty much.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna go into it because
Yeah,
it's a whole shitstorm as it is.
Yeah.
But like people are boycotting the game because they're like, I don't want communism in my game. I'm like, fucktards. I don't know if you understand what time period this is in. It's all about that shit.
I don't want to play Assassin's Creed 4 because it has boats in it.
And I have my great granddad died on a boat.
Yeah, and I don't want to play the very first Assassin's Creed because it has horses in it.
Yeah, well, I think all of them have horses.
I think. What? Unity?
Black Flag
Unity did too.
Yeah.
Because it was like carriages and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I like how we went from sexism and communism to... Are there horses in Assassin's Creed?
I don't know. It shows how our brains work.
Yeah, right.
Very short attention spans.
But yeah, so that's our little stories. We're gonna move on from that because
move on.
We don't
want this.
We're not into the whole blah like, oh my god, drama shit. So we're gonna
moving on.
Moving along.
I'll let you start off with Overwatch.
Are you sure? I'm taking up the podcast. No. The podcast is over then.
I hope you don't, because I mean I haven't heard anything. I know it's an FPS and it's by Blizzard, but
Overwatch. By the way, remember maybe a month ago you and I talked about it before the beta came out, before anything else came out, and I said, which is pretty correct through the timeline of things, Blizzard makes a game that can compete with a bigger brand. Okay. They made WoW back when, like. Anarchy Online, like a bunch of like older MMOs that probably a lot of them aren't around anymore. But like they made it to kind of compete with them, and they did their own thing with it, which was cool. And it was successful. And then they did Hearthstone, which I believe Hearthstone is kind of a play on Magic the Gathering still. I mean, this is all from my like speculation and my like viewpoint. So like, Hearthstone was kind of to compete with like Magic the Gathering, and it was like extremely successful as well. They made Heroes of the Storm, which was like a Dota style game, which competes with Dota, League, and stuff like that. It's not as good that one. I don't think that one's as good, mostly because League of Legends has millions of players. Whereas Heroes of the Storm, not so much, because like I think League was out for way too long and without
any kind of competition.
But then, well, like they used to have like Heroes of New Earth, which was the
never heard of it.
Exactly, which was the one competitor to League of Legends, and then I know people are gonna hear this and be like, "What do you mean? Han was better? Or Han was a competitor to LoL? LoL's so much better." First off, stop. It's League of Legends, you weird.
I've never played a LoL.
Yeah, right. But like, it's just like those were kind of competitors, but League of Legends just has so many people, and it has the MMO effect where you spend so much time and possibly money onto it. You don't want to
start over.
You don't want to start over on a whole new thing, which of course, as an MMO player, makes sense. So, Heroes of the Storm didn't do as well, but it's still okay. It's a surviving game. Overwatch. I have seen multiple people say this, and it's partially true, but it's at the same time it's literally a whole different game, because it's like it's competing with Team Fortress 2.
Okay. I never was a huge Team Fortress fan.
Me neither. I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but like I've watched a couple videos when I was younger on it, and I was like, oh wow, this game looks cool. And I'm not saying it from remembering it then to now. I've seen footage of it as well, like recently, and I was like, oh yeah, that is kind of like it with the mechanics of the game, not like character wise and stuff like that, but just like mechanics
what you can
of the
do
game.
and stuff.
Yeah, like what the objectives are and shit like that. Well, like I said, like I told you like a month ago or whatever, Blizzard has to make like a competing kind of game. And they kind of did that, but at the same time, they made something that is actually pretty original. Like, pretty much its own thing. Because in TF2, I'm going to compare it a lot to TF2, but I don't mean it, like, aesthetically or, like, gameplay-wise or anything like that. I'm talking, like, mechanic-wise. Because, like, in TF2, you pick, your classes, and I believe it's, like, a competitive, like, an actual competitive TF2 game is like 6v6 or 9v9. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a pretty larger amount of people or whatever. Because like normally, like again, I'm gonna mix things up. People can be like, they're nothing alike. But like the Dota style games are normally a 5v5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, Overwatch is a 6v6, and it has, I believe, 16 characters. 4 of each class. 4 of a healer, 4 of a support, 4 of a tank, and 4 of like an assault or DPS.
Yeah, so there's a lot more options.
Yeah. So like that's why I'm saying like mechanic wise, because what happens is you got to capture points and then you have to move a payload. The payload in all the maps are different. Like there's one that's like a relic artifact kind of thing. That was actually in the trailer. And one of them, it's like a truck with something on the back, some kind of like weaponry or something on the back. I don't remember all of them, but the thing is, like, all the maps and all the characters are so diverse. This is how the game plays, okay? In Overwatch, that is not TF2. In Overwatch, you pick a class. Or, like, you pick a class, and then all your teammates pick a class.
And then you pick your character.
And, well, I mean, the class in the character, like, character in that class,
okay.
I mean. So normally you go, like, a tank, a couple DPS, a healer or 2, or maybe an extra DPS. It matters how you play, of course. If you're playing very aggressively, very defensively, kind of a mix between, like, harassment and... harassment's a term where it's, like, you... whittle them down, but you're not a killing class. You're
the assist.
Yeah. So like, if you're gonna do a lot of that, you want a lot of like DPS characters that have a high mobility, shit like that. Well, the thing is that some of these characters, everyone's like, oh, they're OP, they're so OP, they're so OP. But the thing is, the game is designed for you to not pick the same class. You can change whatever class and character you're playing in your base. So whenever you die, you can go change.
That's a good amount like TF2 because I believe that you could do that. Right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to say but it sounds like TF2 where they kind of, I don't know.
You could switch pretty much any of the classes that you want, I think, at any point in time. Like whenever you die or something like that. It's kind of like changing a loadout in Call of Duty. Like changing your weapons.
Well, in this case,
I think.
I'm gonna get into like a little bit more technical talking of it. Farah, she is a character that has like a jetpack and like a grenade rocket launcher thing that she shoots. When she can fly into the air and she can shoot down at you, and it's kind of hard to hit her if you're like a melee class, which there's not really any heavy melee guys. Reinhardt is probably the only one, but he's like a tank guy. But like Farah, everyone's like, oh, she's so OP, she's so OP, she's so OP, which in looking at a lot of gameplay, yes, she is, because no one wants to swap. It's the Call of Duty effect where, like, oh, he's sniping, I'm going to pull out my sniper and I'm going to go after him. Which is kind of a stupid idea anyway, because if he's doing well at sniping and you're just like, oh, because he's using a sniper, I'm going to use my sniper, you're going to get owned by everyone else except for him, probably. You're going to use that weapon because you're going after him. But the thing is, you always have to change characters and classes to counter the other player. So, like, someone plays a Farah, you play like a McCree or
What does McCree do?
McCree, he's like a cowboy dude that has like a revolver, and it's very simple range shots, but at the same time he has an ultimate that when it's all charged up, he's like, I don't remember what the phrase is, but he says a phrase, and then like he like locks on to people, and then just goes boom, 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 and it's an instant kill.
So it's like it's kind of like Deadeye from Red Dead.
Yeah. Where you, if you lock onto him, you know, then you just kind of.
So like if Pharaoh's in the air, you could.
Yeah, but that's if you get your ultimate. But beyond that, you can just shoot her out of the air. Like
so when she doesn't blow you up.
She doesn't right, but you have to have like a defense against it as well. Like you have to have a decent healer, which all the healers are really cool too. But there's another character which is Pharah's best counter, which what's his name? Not Junkrat. Junkrat's the explosive dude. People call him Pudge. That's all I remember because he's a big fat dude and he carries a hook and he throws this hook and he pulls enemies in.
So you could grab her out of the air.
You can literally shoot this grappling hook up in the air, grab her, pull her to you, and you have basically a shotgun that shoots shrapnel.
And then you
just go boom, 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 and she's dead. And like that's the counter for her. And each class has at least one counter to them. Yeah. Like no matter what. Like
no one just wants to play Pudge.
Well, that's normally how people play now. They have at least one Pudge on their team where they just go in hook, the Pharahs, because a lot of people use Pharah because like I said, no one ever wants to change out of their class to counter that class. So everyone's like, "Oh, she's so OP, she's so OP." It's like, well, if she has a Mercy on her, yes, that's OP, but that's because she has a Mercy on her, which Mercy is a healer. I was moving into that. Mercy is a healer, and her ability is she just has a staff thing. She also has a pistol, but the pistol's awful. That's one thing that they did. They made some healing classes like kind of offensive, but if they're kind of offensive, then their healing kind of sucks. And if their healing is awesome, then their offense kind of sucks. Mercy is the one where her healing's awesome, but her offense really sucks. So like she can heal, but she can also damage boost. And normally what happens is she has the ability to fly to a teammate. And if a Pharah flies up into the air,
she can fly up there.
Mercy flies up with her, heals her, damage boosts her, and then they just slowly float down at relatively the same rate. And the Pharah just goes boo, 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 at people. And of course, what do you do in any game that has a healer? You kill the healer first.
What happens if you can't though, because Pharah blows you up?
Well, then you have to find a way to counter. You use Pudge to pull either Mercy or Pharah down.
Could she kill Pudge before he could pull her down though?
Pudge is a tank.
Okay.
So he's got a bunch of HP.
Okay, so he could actually get in there, pull her down,
and all that for and you're kind of going with the fact of like a Pudge going in solo, pulling a Pharah down, killing her, and then having to worry about the Mercy. In this case, what you do is you get a healer to go on Pudge.
It also kind of depends on how your communication is with your teammates.
Right. That's why, like all games, it's best if you play with a full team of people that you know and people you can coordinate with. That's why I think, like, just public matching, like solo queuing, probably isn't a good idea in that game. But that's, kind of here and there. Because, like, if you have 2 or 3 people in a group and you're not in a group, like you solo queue into like a 2 or 3 man group already, then, you're kind of okay. Because they'll be able to coordinate enough to be like, oh, hey, there's this, go change to this so you can counter and whatever else. Right now there's kind of a problem, though, where this character called Bastion, he's a robot, but he can transform into like an immobile turret. Immobile turret.
Yeah, immobile.
Immobile. I had to emphasize that because I didn't want to say a mobile turret. An immobile turret that he sits down, but then he has like a shield that has like 1,000 health, which 1,000 health really isn't a whole lot to punch through. Mm-hmm. But it's a nice little buffer. And how a lot of people start the games is that they sit a Bastion down, aimed at like the starting player's area, and then a Mercy goes behind him and buffs
So
him.
he
or
could just
whatever.
mow him down.
Yeah, so they all like, Rah! And the Bastion just goes, and mows him, like just fucking obliterates the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's a couple like the maps are kind of difficult for like, because what you do in the maps is like you capture this point and then you can capture this point, or you capture this point and then you have to move the payload to a specified point, and then you win. On one of the maps you have to capture 2 points, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you have like 5 minutes to do the first point, and then after you capture that one, you get an additional 5 minutes to capture the next point. So you're going to capture the first one early. Mm-hmm. That way you have like 7 minutes to capture the next one, because in every map, the first point is kind of like a 50-50 if you get it, because like it's pretty open, it's pretty far away from each player's base.
It's whoever can hold down the area.
Yeah, but then the second objective that you need to capture is like next to the opponent's base.
Whoever catches the first point.
Well, like the thing is, it's like like one person is defending that point.
Okay.
And then the other person is trying to capture.
Oh, okay, I see. So you got to go try to defend the point next to the spawn zone of the enemy.
Yeah, which is
that sounds kind of fun.
Yeah,
totally.
It's pretty rough because on this map that I'm talking about, if you get there's a character that can set up turrets, like just their own automatic turrets. They set one of those up in a corner, and if you don't have like a counter to get rid of that, which is normally a Hanzo, and he's a bow dude, and his ultimate can go through walls.
Oh, so you can shoot it.
It shoots a double dragon that spins in a thing, and it goes through walls and will kill anything in its path. It moves pretty slow though.
Yeah. Slow
enough that you can. It's dodgeable. But like if you have a turret in the way, the turret's not going to move. So you have a Bastion in the way. And well, I mean, you kill him anyway. But yeah, like the game is, I think it's fucking phenomenal because it not only looks amazing, but literally in like the 3 days that I watched streams of it, like the first day, Pharah was the strongest fucking character because no one countered her. And then people started countering her, like learning how to counter her correctly at least. And then McCree was like the second like most popular class and the most powerful class because no one knew how to stop a McCree. And the way you stop a McCree is you basically play a Reinhardt, which is a giant like dude in a full suit of massive plate mail armor that puts up like a shield that has like 2,000 health, which is a little bit harder to get through. And he can just push forward and like charge, and if he charges you and pins you, it's almost an instant death almost every time. But he has to like pin you and then run you into a wall or a surface, I should say. But like McCree, his ultimate can't go through that shield. He'll destroy the shield, but it can't go through the shield. So, that's a way to counter McCree. I mean, like, and then the third day, a lot of people finally learned how to play Tracer, and Tracer is the one that everyone's like, ah, over because she was kind of like the poster of the game for the longest time. Like she was the character that everyone was like, whoa, she's cool. Her mobility is high. She can teleport. Okay. And she's a harassment kind of class where her pistols are like automatic pistols. They go, brrr, but they don't do a whole ton of damage. So what you do with her is you either go in early in a battle and fuck someone up and then get out of there, or you go in there late in the battle when they're already almost dead and then you can pick off some kills. Yeah. And her ultimate's cool too because she'll teleport near you, put a bomb down and teleport out. And most of the time that kills people because they're not expecting it because she's so fast and she is such a small character that the hitbox on her is like if you would try to take an M60 and if I went like 100 yards away with this fucking bottle and
that's pretty ridiculous.
And I would just let you just fucking mow it down. Like you'd go and you'd go all around it. I mean, you may hit it a couple times, but she is so difficult to hit because she can teleport around. She has 3 teleports she can do. So she can go, like, wherever around you, basically. She can literally teleport in a triangle around you. So, like, you kind of run around and do as much damage as you can before they're like, oh, hey, there's someone here. Like, there's a tracer shooting me. They go to shoot you. You, like, teleport backwards. You shoot them more. They're like, oh, God, now you're over there. You teleport somewhere else again, keep shooting them, and then you use your last teleport to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, yeah, people learned how to play her, and literally everyone was like, what do we do with this one? So, yeah,
What's the counter for...
The counter for Tracer, most of the time a tank.
Oh.
Because she doesn't do a whole lot of damage. The Reinhardt he has a melee attack that his melee swing goes a pretty far distance because he's wielding a giant hammer. So he just kind of lets it kind of swing out so he can get like a big arc. Yeah. So if she's within that arc, and you swing it pretty quickly because it's got rockets on the back which help you swing it.
Yeah.
But, like, if she's in that arc, it's like normally a 1 or 2 hit kill. So, yeah.
So you have to be really careful.
She has really low HP, so like explosives and stuff can fuck her up. I mean, there's like I said, there's to every character there's a counter.
Yeah. It's
just people need to like learn when to counter, how to counter, and kind of play the best way. So it's an awesome game, and it's not even like buggy or anything. Like it's a Blizzard game, so like. You kind of expect it to be
the
like
budget to
this should be pretty good when it first comes out.
Yeah.
I
don't nerd over like Blizzard games as much because I've never played WoW and really I've only played like Diablo and Hearthstone and I don't really know like any of the characters from like anything ever. So like whenever like it first started coming out, I'm like, oh, it looks kind of cool, but I wasn't like I've got to learn about this. So
not like me where I'm like I must know everything about it now. Yeah.
Seems like it could be fun to mess around with, but I don't think I would ever get myself dedicated to it.
Yeah, like I expect when the game comes out, it's gonna be like super abused. There's gonna be a lot of stupid little tactics that people can find and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like it's bound to happen.
The cheesing.
Yeah, where like they find a spot that's almost impossible to get up
like
to.
Like you like set a bastion in this area and no one can really take out a shield.
Like you find out a way to get a bastion on top of a building.
Yeah.
And then you just put healers and Reinhardts around him.
Yeah. And
just let him mow down an area or whatever. Because like they made it more objective based, so like kills don't really matter. Yeah. And you can't like look at kills.
But if you kill everyone, they can't really do their objective.
Exactly. So. But like that's kind of the whole point of the thing. Because like the defending team can oppose the capture point. So like if three people are like, let's just go with this. If the attacking player is on an objective and they're capturing it, if an opposing member or an opposing team member goes on that same point, it's contested.
Yeah, a lot of games do that.
Yeah, which means that they need to get them off there or whatever. But that literally games are won and lost by that.
Yeah.
By like, oh my God, they contested it and we're in overtime. So if we lose this point for a certain amount of time, the overtime runs out and then we lose.
Yeah.
Which was also a really cool thing that I thought was like, oh wow, that's really smart, because they have this overtime thing where like you're pushing the payload to a point, okay, and like as long as you're touching or near that payload, the overtime stays up and the time doesn't run out.
It's kind of like that. You don't know football or anything like that, but like. In the fourth quarter, which is the last part of the game, there's 4 quarters, obviously. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's...
Like, yeah. I feel like I always have to explain the basics things, even though you could get that, because
in the fourth quarter, which is the end of the game, because there's 4 quarters.
Yeah, it is like, I always feel like I have to kind of say that, even though I know that you can assume it, it's just because you know, like, very little about it. If the ball's still in the air, even when the clock hits 0, the play's still going. Basically, if you throw the ball, you complete one final play even though the clock hits 0.
Oh, so like if you're in the end goal. What the
End zone.
End zone. Like I said, I know about football.
Like basically, as long as the ball isn't, I think that as long as the ball isn't in somebody's hands when it goes down to 0. I don't know football that much, but I've played a video game about it a little bit, and I've watched some games on TV and stuff like that. But like I know that if the ball's still in the air when the clock hits 0, I think that as soon as it hits somebody, the game's over. So if you get a touchdown, it counts. But if like you're going to run kind of thing, you can't because the game's over. It's as long as the ball's in the air.
Oh, okay.
And if you happen to get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is, except not.
Well, I was talking about like it continues the game for a little bit.
But yeah.
That's all I was going for.
Yeah. Which kind of makes it a little bit nicer to watch and kind of play, because it makes those moments so intense when literally, like, here's the objective point here, and you, like the payload is like half on it, but it's not completely on it, so you can't count it as a win. And then you're like, oh my god, we need to defend this point so much. And yeah, it gets so intense sometimes watching it. I'm not even gonna doubt the amount of like esports support that's gonna get.
Yeah, I don't watch esports.
It's so competitive.
Yeah,
and especially when it like is open to many more people. It's gonna be insane.
Then all of a sudden you just see it's like Overwatch, the worst game in the world. It sucks once it gets public or something.
Yeah. Like everyone played it so much they're already done with it. It's like, oh,
it was a gimmick of a game.
Right. Yeah. Well, they haven't released a pay model for it yet, so it could be.
It could be a pay-to-win game.
It could possibly.
Because people are saying that it can fit the free-to-play model kind of thing.
These are my theories and opinions. If it goes free-to-play, then you're gonna have to buy heroes. Mm-hmm. If it or DLC expansions, whatever you want to call them. If it's a pay, like you pay, like you buy the game, you have to buy the game, like it's a $25, $60 whatever dollar game. I don't know what they're gonna charge it, but if you have
$80,
if you have to, right, if you have to buy the game, then you probably won't you won't have to buy characters, but there'll probably be expansions.
Yeah,
those are my predictions and such.
They'll make you pay every month and then pay for expansions.
That would suck. I mean, people already play WoW, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, they do a WoW with it. Only less story and more maps or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, probably. And for expansions, they'll probably release, like, one character
and
of, like, every class, and then, like, 3 or 4 maps.
Yeah. It's like a DLC for, like, Call of Duty or something like that, minus the character part for Call of Duty.
Just going off of, like, what they do with WoW, typically. Yeah. Where they release, like, a new class or a new race, and it's like, oh, cool, crazy, and then they have, like, a whole zone. Yeah. But, yeah. Those are my predictions and kind of...
Yeah. I know that you really like the game kind of thing, but like I've said before, I've never been huge... Like, I like Blizzard games, but I've never been huge into playing a lot of them. Diablo 3
You're not a fanboy like I am.
Yeah, pretty much is what it is.
You can say it. It's okay.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid it, but
I'm a fanboy. Blizzard, you could probably fucking...
Get him to suck your penises.
Maybe. I mean, it matters what I get from it, but...
You get a free year on WoW. They're like, that's all you get.
I don't think that'd do it for me.
And they're like, and you get beta Overwatch access. And then they
really wouldn't do it for me.
And then they give it to you, and the beta's over. Kind of thing. Like, here's your beta key. You're like, yes! And you go, and you're like, it's going public.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be rough. That'd be fucking awful.
The way you were describing the multiplayer kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, Halo 5's Warzone a little bit. Multiplayer, whatever it's called. Have you not watched, like, any of the Halo 5 online?
Nope.
No? Nope. I thought that you did.
Watch most of the campaign.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Okay. I made a penis. Kinda.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
That's what your left nut looks like.
Yeah, it's like
squished.
basically, there's a new online mode for Halo 5 instead of just like the regular team deathmatch, capture the flag, Rumble Pit or whatever it's called.
Rumble Pit.
I can't remember how many people it is against how many people, but it's more than like 4v4. It might be 8v8, maybe. I don't really know. But basically, it's got that. There's like fortresses, I think, that you have to kind of like capture, kind of thing. I think there's 3 of them in between the bases, kind of thing. And like if a team captures all 3, it like you win like by getting 1,000 points in the match, which they count kills, counting, and then capturing points gets you point, kind of thing. Like if you have 2 out of the 3 points, you're getting more points over time, kind of thing. So you're more likely to win, so you have the battle to get it. But if you get all 3 points captured, like it opens up the base's core for like the other team, and you can go destroy the core and win the game, kind of thing. But apparently it's like a lot bigger and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, it actually looks kind of fun. I want to play it.
Right.
Kind of thing. It just kind of reminded me of the objective based kind of thing.
That reminds me of a PvP battleground thing in WoW, which is funny. But like, that's like domination in like Call of Duty though. Like that's what reminded me of it. Domination is the when you cap a certain amount of flags, and like for 1 flag you get 1 point, for 2 flags you get 2 points, and for 3 you get all 3. Or whatever, and it's like first to 200 or something like that. Wins. And all you do is defend the points, basically.
Kind of, yeah. But I think that you can also like.
But you said something about it opens the core, which is a whole different mechanic and a whole different like gameplay area, as well as the kills count towards the points, which in Call of Duty and stuff like that they don't. So.
Like you do that, and like I don't know when like vehicles, like if vehicles are constantly there or when they spawn or not or anything like that. But I know generally the maps are big enough that they allow like tanks and stuff like that in the thing. Wow. And it looked kind of like fun more than just like the base team deathmatch that I would play, because the only objective based game that I'll play is capture the flag or like a control type.
Capture the flag was the shit,
dude. Black Ops, it was so good. I played that so much.
I know.
But
I think that was the most thing I played that, and then
Modern Warfare 3 was...
in Modern Warfare 3, I always did like a kill confirmed.
Yeah, kill confirmed was your go-to. But yeah, it just kind of reminded me of it because I was like, oh yeah, that sounds kind of cool. It was more like the final objective kind of thing, like with your payload, like they have to destroy the core kind of thing. You don't have to destroy the core in Halo 5. You can win by like
you can win by points.
You can win by holding the points in case you couldn't get that. But if like you get all 3 points, you can.
Well, because that adds it. Like if one team is being like super aggressive, then you can just be like, I'll just capture all. We'll capture all the points and defend as much as we can. That way, we get points for that as well.
Yeah. And as soon as they capture another point, their core is closed. You can't get to it, kind of thing. As long as you control 1 point area.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of people like it. I don't know very much about it. I've only watched a little bit on it, so like I could have forgotten a lot of things. But
it costs $49.99 to open the core.
Well, I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't do that. Eesh, man, calm down. So Fallout 4 was a thing.
Oh God, here we go. We don't have half an hour to talk about it. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Did you hear that there was gameplay footage that was released?
I think there's like gameplay released on Pornhub.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about it. I never got to see it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go there. But
that was so funny.
But I'm like, I didn't
watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but
out of every place you could release
I was like, I kind of want
to.
I'm like, it's probably taken down by now, but
yeah,
kind of want to watch it. But at the same time, this is how fucking nerdy we are. I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it because I'm gonna be spoiling myself.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on a porn site.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Should we tell them about what our next games will be?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Fuck it. Give them a little hinty hint.
Little hinty hints. Basically, the Monday after this comes out, Fallout 4 should be coming out because we're gonna be playing that for the channel.
Yeah.
And we've been. I want to play it so bad.
Yeah, same here.
I want to play it. It was downloading the other day on my Xbox One, and I'm like...
Pre-downloading or whatever?
I was like, pre-downloading hype!
Yeah, you sent me that message, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was actually pretty happy about it because I'm like, now I don't have to worry about getting it downloaded before I go to Zach's.
Yeah.
So.
Or while you're here, Jesus.
Well,
awful.
we both have like pretty bad internet, so like we'd been like, it's Sunday, we can play fall. Oh crap, we're out of time.
Yeah.
So
I'd be like, I'll drive him home.
Yeah, he's staying an extra day.
Or two, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Like
I'm actually holding him hostage. I mean.
Yeah. We have a couple like little plans to kind of spin on the thing, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. We don't want to reveal everything.
Mm-hmm. We just want to let you guys know to be excited for some Fallout 4 gameplay.
Yeah, man.
And then we go to release and it's like there's an NDA on Fallout 4. I'd be like,
I would probably cry.
I would probably cry too.
Mostly because that was the game. I was like, we need to record this. And,
yeah.
We waited for this long to.
We record like 12 hours of footage or something stupid on the weekend, and like all 12 hours of footage is useless until it's lifted. Ugh. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing kind of like what they do with the enemy design. Kind of thing.
I want it to be like Fallout 3, but not. I want it to be. I don't know. Because Fallout 3 to me still is kind of like one of like my favorites, just because it was like it's so good.
Yeah.
And like this one's kind of like in a whole different area. In a whole like different, not time period, but it's like
no.
It's like, God damn it. I can't remember what the like
term
the trailer kind of like hinted to, or what like people thought it was.
Oh,
like it's in like a different area, but beyond that, I thought there was like you get more information about the Fallout itself in this one.
You?
I don't know, maybe.
You're kind of hoping.
That's what
I think it was a war with the Chinese that started.
Well, yeah, because that's what the one showed, wasn't it? With in 3.
I think Operation Anchorage was like a DLC that was like we didn't do it kind of thing, but it was like a virtual like area that you could go to that kind of explained a little bit. Like basically, you took place of like you were virtually in a place of a soldier that was during the war kind of thing. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that you were fighting Chinese soldiers in it. And I'm pretty sure it was a war between like China and America that like started the entire world.
Well, like I don't know. I mean, if I played the first Fallout games, then I'm sure I would learn much more about it. But
which I do own those. So.
Right, but those not apparently. They take they're like the Fallout 3 game. Like it's a whole fucking a whole thing.
Yeah.
So
because a picture that I've seen, kind of like whenever I was looking up Fallout 4 stuff, like was a Yaogwai. I think that's what it was called. I think it was the Yaogwai. I can't remember because like I always feel like I'm getting like Elder Scrolls mixed up in terms of like name terminology.
Yaogwai are from Fallout.
Are they Fallout? Okay. And I'm like, those look a little different than what they did, kind of thing. And I know like the Securitrons, they look a bit different than they did in Fallout.
Yeah, which is kind of something that I'm a little confused about, because I was like, is this supposed to be like, I don't know, because it's a different area, like some of the things are different around it as well, like some of the robots.
Maybe the people that made those Securitrons are a different brand.
Yeah.
Like different companies.
Which would be kind of weird, but, you know.
Like, I'm actually kind of curious to see what they'll do with it. Apparently the game's massive, but I hope it's massive, kind of thing.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. Wait for our 322 episode series of Fallout 4.
Don't worry about that. What will happen is at about 50 episodes, I could be like, I want to finish Fallout 4, so let's do it. So that's what'll happen. So, you know, we'll just like rush to the end at like 50 episodes.
Well, I feel like if a series is too long, I'd be like, oh, is it over yet? Because recording a game versus playing a game is much different. Because it's like, oh, we have to actually progress and not stay in one area.
I'm going to be completely honest. I hope you guys are in for the long run, because I haven't played Fallout 4 I played Fallout 3 like 2 or 3 times before we
didn't
recorded
play Fallout 4. It's not out yet.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm like, I haven't played this game yet, so, like, this will be a brand new experience for me.
Yeah, I know.
Unlike Fallout 3 was, kind of, whenever we recorded. Fallout 3 was a new experience for you.
Yeah.
Other than, like, the beginning bits.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there's going to be a lot of us, like, what is this?
Yeah, flailing about, not knowing what's going on. We won't have Austin being like, oh my god, I love this part. I'd be like, what's happening?
Yeah. Like, I won't be able to foreshadow anything. I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
Hey, we're at the end. Did you know this?
Yeah, we'll be like, oh, we finished it, and it's like a 4 episode.
Yeah.
That would make me very fucking sad. Well, like, okay, real talk. Like, the games we're doing now, like the scary games and stuff, like, they're really fun and all. I mean, fun is a relative term. Some of them...
They're enjoyable?
...are not so fun, and some of them are terrifying. But, like, the difference between playing, like, a scary game, because it's kind of, like, the time-ish for it, versus playing an RPG game that neither of us have played.
Yeah, no. Basically,
that is going to be fucking insane.
For me, Fallout, like, I know that you don't like a series going on for too long, but I'm going to be honest, Fallout 4 to me, I'm going to be like, well, I'm going to just play this.
Look. Look. Come here. I'm gonna be loud, so just...
What? We're covering our mouths, but we're speaking loudly.
We are going to, like, fucking destroy that game. We're gonna find, like, everything.
Good.
And I'm okay with it. Because,
let's make it the Tinderbox.
Because, like you said...
Fallout.
Oh, God, no. Tinderbox number 608. Yeah. And it's like, what?
How many have you used? Like 10.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God.
But then again, like, I crouched everywhere. And, like, just stayed in the darkness.
Right? Yeah, well, I mean, you could, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. It turned out to work. You know?
Yeah.
We only died twice.
And we have to our knowledge, we have, like, 80 tinderboxes.
I think it was like 50 or 60. I think it's
I don't know. I like the number 80.
Yeah, it was 80. It was 80. Definitely 80.
Yeah.
Screen cap of
yeah. Just like boop. Wait. What the 6?
Yeah.
But yeah, like Fallout 4. I can't wait because I think that'll be the first game I'm not gonna be like, we need to progress. I mean, occasionally, yes. If it's starting to get a little like...
Normally I'm the one that progresses the games, though. So
yeah,
if you have to tell me to progress the games because it's a new game to me,
yeah,
I understand it. I understand
yeah.
Because we are recording it, so we can't just be like, let's stick in this town for 15 episodes because we're not done exploring.
Yeah. Like, I mean, normally that's okay, but that's not what we do here, sadly. Like, we will...
I certainly
find
will be doing
cool, different things to do.
Certainly, I will be doing a playthrough by myself after we're done recording.
Oh, yeah.
So that I can.
We'll play like a second and third time through. Oh, that'd be crazy if they made like a new game plus.
Oh yeah.
And like
I know in Fallout New Vegas
actually change.
In Fallout New Vegas, I know you don't know much about it. There's a hardcore mode that you get an option for as you like leave the opening bit.
Oh.
Kind of thing. Where basically you actually have to kind of survive more. Like you can dehydrate, you can starve.
Oh wow.
You have to ammo weighs something now. You have to hunt and kill. You have to cook your food and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
You can. I think that you can get heat stroke and stuff like that. Basically, it's like a survival.
Can we
sim.
do a hardcore mode?
Playthrough of New Vegas?
Well, maybe that.
We'll die.
Okay.
We walk out the door and
just a fucking like something just. What?
Yeah, and we're dead. We're like, well, we're done.
Get shot in the head.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I meant in like Fallout 4.
I have no clue if that's going to be a thing in Fallout 4.
Right, like I'm
because
it
wasn't
saying,
in
like
Fallout
maybe
3,
like if there's an option, maybe. And if there's not, maybe we do something a little different.
If it's an option, I'm going to be completely honest because it's kind of a it's difficult as crap. I would say probably not for recording sakes. Because we'll be like, hey, let's save here and not notice that our dehydration's like
at 0.
Yeah, so
and
like
then we like load back in or like we get out of the save menu and it's like, okay, let's go over there. And we just go, ugh.
And then we die.
Yeah.
And then like we realize that we saved over our previous save back at a town or something stupid.
Oh my
and we have to go back like 3 hours. You know, yeah, that's never fun.
That doesn't sound like a good time.
Yeah. I'll also be annoyed if any of our footage gets messed up in Fallout 4.
Well, that's why we're doing 1 hour segments.
Yeah, 1 hour segments are a lot easier on us than 4.5 hours.
I mean, nothing's been messed up since that time.
Yeah.
So
and like I said, like I was saying though, I'm much happier losing an hour versus 4.5 hours.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like when. Okay, we're about to end the
we're getting.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of wind down a bit and be like, yeah, well, fucking doing 4 hour segments was tiring enough to do.
Yeah. And
but then
whenever you get a message from me,
when literally the same day or the next day, Austin sends me a message on Twitter and he's like, so that part like in Amnesia,
4.5 hours.
He's like 4.5 hours is gone, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's fucked up. It's all out of sync.
Yeah,
it's
and I even sent you an upload of
weird.
it.
And I'm like, I think I said
Yeah.
I was like, upload a part of it and let me see how bad it is. And then you uploaded like a part like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on? Like the door, like when the breeze comes through normally, think of that would be like 10 seconds after it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're just walking down a blank, empty, bare hallway, and then you just hear.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
And I've had to try to fix those ones before, but that one I was just like, because I watched like segments throughout the entire thing, and there was nothing.
Yeah, there's not a fucking way we can do that.
I think there was at most like a 45-minute gap, and I'm like, what's the point of putting out that little bit of it for all the work that I would?
Yeah, which like you said, it's not really worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were terrible. So hopefully we won't have any fucked up footage. Hopefully everything we do will be entertaining and such. I think, without revealing anything, I think what we're going to be doing with our Fallout 4 versus, other people that'll play it, it's going to be a little different. So,
yeah.
I think...
we still don't even know exactly how it's going to work yet.
Yeah,
so...
we still need to talk about this, but
Yeah.
we'll have to talk about it probably throughout the week because we have a lot of shit to record.
We have a lot to record still.
Yeah. Also, by the time this is done, by the time this is up, we've recorded all this stuff, thankfully.
Yeah.
And we're going back to 20-minute episodes. Thank
goodness.
Well, 15, 20-minute
You don't know how badly, like, whenever I was going to the bathroom, it's like, it would be so nice if we were just like, maybe we should just record 20-minute episodes of Condemned.
I'm okay with it.
You want to do it?
Sure.
Let's do it.
High five.
We need it.
We need a fucking This is literally our last weekend of scary stuff.
It is.
Thank God. But it makes it a lot easier.
It was fun.
Yeah. It was very fun. How about this?
It kind of
what was your favorite game we've played? Because I mean we've other than Condemned, we've recorded all the stuff that we need.
I have to narrow down between Amnesia. Amnesia was a good game, and I'm sure it had a good story to it. But like I said in the finale bit, I was so terrified throughout the entire thing. I had missed like 85% of that story. All I know is that some guy named Alexander was trying to kill us, and that there was his guardians wandering the area trying to kill us as well, kind of thing. And he was some red goop. Yeah. I
actually don't think Al or Alexander was the red goop. I think the red goop was part of the shadow.
Oh, was it?
And the shadow is what killed him.
I got confused.
But at the same time,
Al was what was causing it.
I believe David didn't actually get out.
Which Daniel.
Daniel, sorry.
Which, by the way, I found out what Ike 271 means. It's actually because there's 3 possible endings to Amnesia. We got the revenge end where we killed Alexander.
Nice.
The good end is, I think, whenever you take Agrippa's head, and shove it into the portal. That's the good end, I think. And then the other one is just sit there at the end with Alexander and let the darkness come. That's the bad end. So we got the revenge end. We
both ends. We killed him, and then I was also like, I wonder if there's a way to like just let him help him in this process.
Yeah, it's the bad end.
Interesting.
And I think I have to go with this one, even though at first I hated this game because of how much I had to do. But it quickly became like my favorite thing, and that was Crooked Man, because of Paul.
Paul made that game.
The amount of voices that we like, I have to give a shout out to Maria though. I really liked doing the Maria voice just because it was. No, that's Marion.
Oh wait,
Maria was from Mad Father. My doctor.
Oh yeah. That's good.
And it just didn't even fit anything. Yeah. But I'm like, why not?
Fuck it.
Yeah, but
now she's a possessed evil doll thing.
Paul gave us our opportunity to throw our normal dumb roleplay things into.
Oh, that was so good. That
finale. I think it was the episode before the finale that was so good.
Oh yeah, it was. Shit, because we ended. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, sorry.
I made a funny.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That was so good.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Crooked Man just because of Paul. Really.
Okay.
I think that was probably my favorite.
Nice. That's
favorite
good though.
thing.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised Amnesia was actually higher.
Well,
higher in the
Amnesia was well made. I enjoyed it because it got a good atmosphere to it. That's what I really like in scary games is atmosphere, and not scaring me through
blur on your face.
Yeah,
you don't like that?
I like to be frightened because even though I think it kind of sucks that I couldn't battle them at all. Because in real life, I would have tried something.
Right. Well,
I think there's a note that actually
there's a note at the beginning that says like I've tried everything. You can't hurt them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I probably would have just been like,
just kill yourself, just stab yourself in the neck.
Yeah. But like it was well made. It looked pretty good, especially for how old the game is, kind of thing.
That's true.
It was pretty well voice acted. Daniel's voice was pretty good.
I love his voice. God.
So like I think that's why Amnesia became like that was like it was a choice because it was like the
Alexander's voice is okay too. But...
Yeah, it was like really well put together. It was a really well put together game. So what's your favorite?
God, the sudden question put on me. I wasn't thinking that entire time, like normal. I'm not one of my favorites, but Amnesia's up there.
Yeah, Amnesia's good.
I like it just because of, like you said, the atmosphere. Because, like, the first time I saw that, I got scared by everything. Mm-hmm. And then the next time I saw it, I listened for the story more.
Yeah.
And then the third time, I was laughing at people that were playing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was... I like it for that, but I don't think it's my favorite. I think... Crooked Man is my favorite.
Yeah. It was like I think if I had to go by like story wise, I preferred Mad Father's story versus Crooked Man.
Definitely.
But what we were able to do with Crooked Man, like the playing it was more enjoyable.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, it was so much fun.
But a very close second is Lurking.
Lurking was pretty good
because I loved that game.
That was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a weird mechanic that I've heard of like. 2 games that have ever done it. Yeah. And then I see this game and I'm like, we need to play it.
Yeah. It kind of like shows you that not all indie horror games are all just in your face jump scares. As long as you kind of
pretty creative.
Yeah.
Which is what indie titles normally are and makes me happy that they are. Yeah. They're creative.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that rant.
Yeah, that nice.
It kind of like just closed up because like we said, whenever this goes up, we're like all the scary games are like done.
Yeah.
At least unless like Condemned is like still coming out.
Well, Condemned may still be coming out. We're not really sure yet.
But like our recording of it will likely be done.
Yeah, we're already done recording it, and they're airing as we go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed the scary game stuffs. Hopefully next year we'll be a little bit better prepared.
We weren't at all prepared.
Well, like we had like a week advance, but we weren't sure what we were going to do beyond that week. Yeah. Like we had a couple games and then some of them fell through, but then the other ones we were like, let's do this one instead because it looks cool. And then we recorded like a bunch of weird little ones, but that's fine. I mean, I'm kind of glad they weren't like super long ones. Yeah. But yeah.
One other thing though, really quick, is that doing these have actually kind of shown me the amount of voices that we can just randomly come up with. Mm-hmm. A lot of them sound pretty similar, but at the same time, there's still like little differences between them.
Yeah.
Like the only one that I had trouble with trying to figure out was trying to make a kid voice that wasn't a spaz like Aya because I wasn't prepared for it. I used to have a kid voice, but I haven't done it in years. Mm-hmm. But I defaulted to Aya during it. And I'm like, crap.
Damn it.
Yeah, so
Aya's voice.
So like that kid had like 14 different voices.
Yeah.
So
well, like you said, just again, quick to wrap up here. Yeah. That we did a lot of voices, but I'm actually pretty happy of a lot of the consistencies that went with them.
Yeah.
Paul's
was like
the most consistent. David's was not because...
No, because towards the end of that first recording, you were like, I'm done.
Yeah, towards the end of that, I was like, my throat hurts so bad.
Yeah.
And then the last one or whatever, it was like, okay, he just talks normal now because my throat is killing me.
Yeah.
Because all of these...
My throat was literally screaming at me, but I'm like, I have to do Paul's voice.
Right.
I can't... It's not as funny without it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I have to do Paul's voice.
Paul's voice being Snake. But he's like...
Totally not Snake.
Totally not Snake at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed both this podcast and our Pee Your Pants month thing. There's like I said, there's a bracket with an S.
Yeah, so...
Because it's part of another month,
Yeah.
but it's not a full...
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys kind of continue watching Fallout 4 and the other things we're going to be doing in the future.
I hope so, too. If you guys have any suggestions, shove them up your butt. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah. It's like, I think that these guys should play FNAF.
FNAF!
It's like, see? That's where it needs to go.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and hopefully we'll have another podcast out within the next 2 weeks, because this will be...
we're trying to do every other week with these things.
Yeah. So...
yeah, we'll see you guys later.
See you!
Me talk. Darn it, I messed up too!
What?
Talk to you guys later is because
yeah. Talk to you guys later.
Talk to you guys later. Hey Zach, you want to ditch this boring piece of crap?
Oh yeah, baby.
Let's go. Oh yeah, that's good. Hey,
Sorry,
I
have to poop.
I'm not done yet. Give me a second.
Gotta poop. Anyway.
Oh God.
End the episode.